You love coffee and you're trying to get pregnant, come grab your cup and join me on today's episode with Tea with the Fertility Godmother, because that is exactly what we're going to talk about today. I'm Denise Noyer-Erez and I'm lovingly known as the Fertility Godmother. So grab your cup of tea, and today we're going to, or coffee, if you will. I'm actually having coffee today. I can't wait to share with you about that. So grab your cup and let's talk real quick about the benefits, why you should avoid it, and ways to hack your coffee, especially if you're trying to get pregnant. So I am actually splurging because I love coffee, and I want to have a cup of coffee as we talk about coffee. Have some coffee talk, right? Okay, so let's get down to it. Hi, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining me. So let's talk about coffee. If you love coffee, then that might be one of the things you're dreading about trying to conceive and when you're pregnant. So one of the things I like to ask my patients is, well, what would you do when you're pregnant? Will you have coffee? Right? It's a very common question. Do you want to have coffee? So that's how I present it to you. Well, first of all, will you want to have coffee? So today I'm not going to really answer that question for you. I will give you my opinion, just because that's what I do. But I'm going to give you actually information so you can be the judge if you want to have your coffee. So do you want to hear first? What do you want to hear first? The reasons why you can have coffee, or the reasons why you should avoid coffee? What do you want to hear first? Let me know. Just type it in the chat. Say, give me a thumbs up if you want me to talk about having coffee, and give me a thumbs down if you want me to talk about not having coffee. That's the easy one. Huh? Okay. All right, you guys. So I will talk to you first about the reasons to avoid coffee when you are trying to get pregnant. So first of all, coffee, I'm going to put this down. Coffee, the reasons why we should avoid coffee. Okay, great. First of all, the coffee has caffeine. You know that it has caffeine in it. So what does caffeine do when you're trying to get pregnant? So caffeine is a vasoconstrictor. It constricts blood flow, right? And when you have a baby, when you're trying to get pregnant, and when you are pregnant, you want blood flowing into the reproductive organs. You want to nourish the uterus. You want to nourish the placenta and the baby when you are pregnant. So it's really important to keep that going, okay? Because we want that happening. And usually when we're stressed, and especially if you've been trying to conceive and it's been a while, and all the other things going on in the world, we get stressed. The last place the blood flows is the reproductive area. So it's really important to have good blood flow, to have good egg quality, and to nourish those organs, right? The second reason is coffee tends to be processed with a lot of chemicals, like really heavy pesticides. So I remember listening many years ago to my friend Brandon Horn and Wendy Yu. They were talking about coffee and how it was processed. If you think about it, they're made in tropical climates with lots of rain. So the pesticides have to bind on really tight. And then in order to take it off, the water has to be really hot. Well, that's how we brew coffee, right? So we're kind of imagining these pesticides going into your coffee. Not a good thing, not a fun thing. So that's one thing. It's like the chemicals and the processing that we want to be concerned of and want to try to minimize that when you're trying to get pregnant, and in general for overall health as well. And the third reason, this is really important, is if you have too much coffee, it can increase your chances of miscarriage. And that's probably my biggest concern, is I want you to have a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby. So there's a couple reasons. We want to keep the blood flow going, and we want to avoid any miscarriage, right? So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So don't get too upset yet if you love your coffee. The reasons we enjoy coffee, we can have coffee, right? Is it's so delicious, so enjoyable. If you like coffee, then you love your coffee. Like, I love my coffee. It's really hard to give it up. So it gives us energy. So great, right? And helps our mood, especially if you're feeling depressed, a little bit down, you have a little bit of coffee, it kind of picks you up, gives you a little bit of energy, right? There's an emotional attachment to our coffee usually. And this one is the best one, I think. Well, I guess being in a good mood is kind of important. But the other thing is it increases telomere length. So we talked a couple episodes ago about telomere length and how the different ways to lengthen it increases your egg quality. So coffee does actually increase your telomere length. So you have to kind of balance it out with the caffeine, because caffeine will shorten it, but the studies show that coffee lengthens it. So this is the hack to keep it healthy. One is you want to make sure you have less than 200 milligrams. Write that down. If you want, put it in the chat so you reinforce it. 200 milligrams or less of coffee a day, or caffeine. It doesn't even have to be coffee. So caffeine comes from a lot of different sources, right? It comes from it comes from soda, it comes from tea, it comes from energy drinks. All those things have caffeine in it. So we really want to keep it under 200 milligrams a day of caffeine, okay? And that seems to be safe. That seems to be the safe thing. The other is get organic coffee for the most part. It doesn't have to be every day, but there's at home, when you're making your coffee at home, get organic coffee, and that'll help with the toxins. The other thing you can do is add some healthy fat. So I love to add like MCT oil because it helps me my brain. And I just found this. I'm going to show you because I'm trying to have fun today. I'm having fun today. I'm not trying. I am having fun. This Keto Brains. It's I love it. It is MCT oil. It's coconut oil. It has L-theanine, which is really in green tea, which helps not only increase focus, but it also helps you stay calm. L-theanine is an amazing amino acid, and it has some lion's mane. So this is really good for your brain, and it's so creamy. I put it in my coffee. And then if you really want to hack it, you can add some protein. So I've been using this Vital Protein. If you live here in the States, you can get some of this at Costco, but a collagen protein. It doesn't get like clumpy like some of those protein powders. It's really nice. And then I just got this new gadget. I'm having so much fun. You stick it in here and you just kind of froth it. Stick it up because, then it gets a little frothy and fun. Can you see? Isn't that fun? Oh my God, it's so good. This is my new favorite drink. But you can also add things like, if you've heard about butter or ghee to your coffee, it really helps this. So when you add a fat to your coffee, it's kind of stabilized that really spike of the caffeine in it. So, and it also sustains it so it goes over a period of time. So there's a little hack for you. When you add these fats or these butters, it makes it creamy and frothy, and it's so good. So this is the other thing about coffee, is if you're gonna have it and you want to get the benefits of it, the phytonutrients from it, you can't use milk, but you can use these delicious creamers. Please don't use those chemical creamers if you want to get pregnant. Try to switch those out. I'd rather use real sugar and like a really good creamer. But if you use milk, the milk binds to phytoestrogens, or we don't want those, the phytonutrients, and you don't get the benefits of that in your coffee. But there's other benefits for it. So my friend has that. It's perfect. Yes, it's so great. I love this tool. I love it. And it wasn't that expensive. I think it was $9. Probably the best gadget under 20 bucks I think I bought. It's so much fun. So there you have it. My opinion about having coffee while you're trying to conceive is really just limited to one true cup of coffee. And a cup of coffee is 6 ounces. So it's really important, but pay attention to your coffee that you're drinking, because they have different levels of caffeine. And I definitely want you to get pregnant, have a healthy pregnancy, and enjoy your coffee. And then when you get pregnant, you can reevaluate if that's something you want to do for yourself. All right, here's to having a great week. Enjoy your cup of coffee. Keep it below 200 milligrams. Make it organic. Add some healthy fat to it. And yum. See you soon. See you next week. Bye-bye.